Okay, I just want to make sure I can. That I got a volume. What's up? Come on in, guys. Come on in. That I got a volume. What's up? Come on in, guys. Come on in. Hey guys, come on in. Hey guys, come on in. Get that muted. Let me get us some music. Some little background sound. How about that? What's up, guys? Come on in. I'm just setting up. I am just setting up. What am I looking for? That's what I want, that music right there. Let me get that. Come on in. What's up? What's up, guys? Come on in, come on in. I'm Coach Nye, and you know what we talk about is, I'm sorry, y'all, my shirt all jacked up. I hate that. You know, you come on here trying to be cute, right? But anyway, on this platform, we talk about operating in our purpose and being the best version of ourselves, and I teach you how to stay in alignment. And I am a life coach, an author, and I am your friend. So I am here to teach you how to operate in your purpose and stand in that. So that's what our conversations be about every night. That's why I call it Chatting with Coach Nye. So those are the things that we discuss over in this area. Tonight, we are going to be on my patio. We're going to be on my patio, and we're going to have our conversation tonight. I was out here working. So the reason why I came out here in the first place is because I do so much being inside, right? I built this so I can come out here, hang out, and I don't use it. So I'm trying to get in the habit of making this a place of chill, right? You hang out here, you don't have to worry about cleaning up in there. That's how I look at it. But anyway, how was your day? I hope it was good. I hope you guys are doing good. I hope you're feeling good. So we're going to jump into it. So what we've been talking about, of course, we've been talking about operating in our purpose. So, you know, it's only, well, for me, we could talk about that every day because that's part of your life. That's part of what it is. But I want to talk about this 3-step process that I got going on that I came up with because I'm also working on my workbook. And my workbook, I didn't even bring my book. My workbook is kind of like a spin-off from my self-love book that I wrote. So you guys go get that book. It's on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Walmart website. It's called Trinity Walk to Self-Love. You can find it in my bio. Also, before we get started, if you need a life coach, I have life coaching on the Nye Fitness LLC. Go ahead and book there. And if you don't know what you need for as physical fitness or life coaching, just go ahead and book a consultation. The first consultation, 30 minutes is free. And the first life coaching, 30 minutes I give for free too. So therefore, I can help you identify what it is that you need. And if I can't help you, then I refer you to someone that can. So it's all about building each other up. It's not about making money. It's about building each other up. So now I got that spill out the way. Let's talk about it. So it's the 3-step process. It's the 3-step process when you're trying to understand your truth, right? When you're operating and trying to understand your truth, understand who you are, period. That's what truth is. So let's break down what is truth. Truth is God, right? We know that. That's it, period. That's what truth is. You cannot lie. It is God. So God is the God that cannot lie. Right? And that becomes, so when we look at our truth in the physical, you know, we're thinking like, hey, what about, you know, I'll tell a little lie here and there, but I'm not no liar. I joke but I'm not no liar. Well, yeah, you're a liar. But it's not as bad, right? Because you didn't tell a big lie, but it doesn't matter. But that's how we look at when we look at truth. But let's look at truth when it applies to ourselves, when we operate in our true, authentic self. See, when you're operating in your truth and when you're getting to the point of trying to understand what is your truth, right? Really, what is your truth? Your truth is what we were born to believe. So we were born to believe that we are the person that we are. We do things because it's been done that way for years. They told us this was who we are, so this is what we have to do. These are the things that they told us, so that become our truth. But what really is your truth? And that's why I came up with the 3-step process under the understanding your truth. And the way that you can understand your truth, first off, you have to understand that you have to have the knowing, the accepting, and being. The knowing, accepting, and being. That's part of understanding your truth. Thank y'all so much for the like. Thank y'all for the like. Thank y'all for the shares. Thank y'all for joining. Thank you for the follows. Come on in, you guys. Let's push this out so we can get more people in. So, and I don't have my glasses, even though these are my reading glasses. And that's what I wear, but right now, having them on my face, I forget they're on my face, and I start wearing them all day, and they done did something to my eyes, so I can't put them on right now. So if you're putting something in the comment, thank you for the gift. If you're putting something in the comment, I love you. I'll get to it in just a second. But let's get back to understanding your truth. What is your truth? Your truth is what people taught you what it was, because you don't know. When you're learning to love yourself and you're learning to heal and you're learning things about yourself, when you go through that awakening, you know, things start looking a little bit different, and you're thinking like, wait a minute, what I thought was true all these years is not true. So how do I fix that? Well, I'm going to tell you. You have to get to the point of understanding your truth. How do you get there? You have to heal. And I always tell you, everyone's like, well, what do you mean by heal? You have to go within. And when you go within, because the kingdom of God is in you, all the answers you need is within you. Everything is in you. Don't rely on a candle, a fly, a ritual, a chant, or anything. Everything that you need is in you, right? So when you go within, you know how you always felt that you was different. You always felt like, well, that ain't right. That don't sound right. But how dare you go against anything that was taught to you about any spirituality or anything, religion, anything? How dare you go against it, because the masses are going this way and believe this, but you are the only one that believe different. Then you start thinking that you're different. So to get along with others, you become a people pleaser. And with being a people pleaser, what happens? You become what they want you to be. You become the person they want you to be. So in the mix of that, you don't know what the truth is. So let's say you decided to self-love, go within. I told you the first level of awakening anyway, when God called you for your awakening, the first level of that is you versus you. He's going to show you you, and you ain't going to like it. You might quit. You might say, no, I don't want no parts of that. I want to go back to being how I was, because I don't like that. You know what I mean? You can't accept the truth. And the reason why you can't accept the truth, because you don't understand the truth. So back to, that's why I created the 3-step process, and that is knowing, accepting, and being. Knowing that who you are, knowing that this is what you're called to be, knowing that deep down inside that you knew that you was a little different, knowing that deep down inside you knew everything that was in front of you was wrong. Thank you for the like, thank you for the share, thank you for the follow. And once you go through the knowing part and get an understanding of what your real truth is, see, your real truth, let's take it back. Your real truth is that you're afraid. Your real truth is that you had this persona, or you made up this whole different personality, or you became the protector of you. Why? You became the parent that was never the parent for you, that needed to protect you when you were a child. See, everything stems back and is rooted from childhood trauma. So if you look at who you are today, why are you so tough? Why are you always in masculine energy? Why are you always feeling this way, that way, this, that, and the third? Why is this thing? Why is that? Well, it's because somewhere in your childhood, you were disconnected from someone making sure that you were okay. Right? So in the process, you grow up, and as a child, you grow up as a, and you become a protector. Now, as a child, how are you protecting yourself? I'm sorry, you guys. How are you protecting yourself? Thank you, Naisha. I just read your message. How are you protecting yourself? How do you protect yourself? How did you protect yourself as a child? Well, you did it as a teenage child would do it. So as a teenager, now that you realize that, hey, at 5 years old, they treated me like this, they made me feel this way, but now I'm 10. So now that I'm 10, I'm going to protect myself this way. Now just imagine what a 10-year-old think when they're protecting themselves, right? So now that you're 15, and you like, hey, I'm going to protect myself even more. So just think of how a 15-year-old would protect you. Thank you so much for the roses. And then now that you're in your 20s, right? Now that you're a young adult, now it's like, okay, hold on. I'm really going to protect myself. No one's ever going to get my love. No one's ever going to get my heart. No one's ever going to get anything. I'm not going to show my true self, because anytime that I be my true authentic self, people mistreat me. People talk about me. People take advantage of me. It's this, that, and the third. Well, it's only when you start to heal that you realize that everything that you were protecting yourself for was your testimony. See, you need your testimony. Your testimony is very important, because that's what's going to make you who you are in the next season of your life. And then in the next season of your life, that's when you're going to meet the assignments. Now, don't go around calling people assignments. I don't like that. Don't call folks your assignment now. But the assignments, you know what I mean? That's when God is going to allow you to start operating your purpose. But anyway, back to that's the knowing. Going deep down, figuring out, peeling off those layers, peeling off everything that was taught to you, walking away from that matrix, stepping out of that matrix, and really stepping into your spirituality. Right? So now you have the accepting part. That's the second step to the process, the accepting. Accepting it is what it is. Accepting the fact that, okay, this is it. This is how it is. This is who it is. This is who I am. I have to accept the fact that, yeah, I lived this life. I was a people pleaser because I was hurt. And you have to accept that. Now, once you accept that, you say and you stand and you say, okay, this is who I am. So let me step away from everything that I thought that I was. So now you don't want to be that anymore. That's not who you are anymore. You don't want that anymore. You're going to start setting up those boundaries. See, in the accepting stage of this 3-step process, you will start setting up boundaries, because it's so important for you to protect yourself in this new chapter in your life. See, the way you used to protect yourself back then was a problem. See, it was unhealed, so it was messy. See, that's why you had chaos and drama and mess going on in your life, because every time you tried to fix it, you notice how you messed it up? You notice every time you tried to fix something, you messed it up? Every time you fixed something, you messed it up. It was like every time you put your hands on it, thank you so much for the follow. Every time you put your hands on something, you just went and messed it all up. And that was because you was unhealed. And since you was unhealed, you was operating from a place of your own understanding. And in your own understanding, guess what happens? Chaos. Chaos. But in this chapter of your life, you're accepting. So now that you're accepting this, right? You're accepting that you are who you are. That you do deserve the best. That the people that came into your life did hurt you. The people that still coming into your life are looking for something. But now that you got boundaries, I'm not giving it to you. I'm not giving you what you want. I'm going to give you what I need from you. So therefore, if you're on the same vibration as me, see, I don't have to search for anything in you, because we're on the same vibration. You don't have to search for anything in me, because it's automatically and it's there. So if we on the same vibration, you already know my wants and needs. Do you understand? It's only the ones that y'all not on the same vibration that they don't know. I know your wants and needs. They play the game. They play the mind games. They want to put all the drama on you. Thank you so much for the follow. They want to make you feel like you the problem. They want to tear you down. Y'all love to use that word narcissistic, but we're not using that word anymore. We're just going to call it for what it is. They want to blame. They want to point the finger. They want to place that hurt, project all the mommy troubles that they had all their life onto you, the daddy troubles that they had all onto you. Have you ever heard when men say, yeah, I don't talk to my baby mama, man, she keeping me away from my kids? Well, I'm sorry, sir. In my mind, what just registered is that you're the problem, and that's why your kids don't deal with you. Because at anyone, if you want to be a part of your kid's life, it's going to happen. Now, I know it's troubles there and I know it's chaos there, but since we are on 2 different vibrations, see, I can discern things. Same way with you. Men, same way with women. When you go to their house and they're like, oh, my kids just messed up the house. It's just stuff everywhere. It's that. Excuse my house. It's just stuff everywhere. It's this, that, and the third everywhere. But what you just registered now that you're healed on the high vibration is that she's not the cleanest person. She's not into cleaning up, because there's no way that if you're living in the house with your kids, I don't care how many kids you have, that it should look a certain type of nasty. Do you understand? See, you can decipher those things when you start getting on different vibrations. Now, don't get it twisted. Too many kids, you can have some issues. But at the same time, where's your priority? Is that a deal breaker? I don't know. You got to figure that out. What's up, Hannah? Thank you. So at the end of the day, I want you guys to understand in this accepting stage, in the 3-step process now, I'm giving y'all some homework now, and I'm dropping some stuff to y'all. This is the thing, understanding your truth. I created a 3-step process. I'm going to read it again so you guys can have it. I should have typed it up there. I'm still new to this live thing. I just be popping on, popping out because I'm the type of person, if I don't have nothing to say, I'm not giving you anything. I'm not coming on here. This is not a platform for me to play with. I don't have a personal platform. I don't have a personal page. I don't have these different things. This is only using because it is time for me to do my Father's business. So when I got something to say, I say for y'all, go ahead, write it down. So there's a 3-step process into understanding your truth. The first one is knowing, acknowledging, knowing who you are, whose you are, and who you're connected to. The second step is accepting your gift, accepting your purpose, accepting that you are brought here to do a thing. What is that thing? That's on you to find out. This is your homework. The third step in that process is being. Being pretty much means what? Existing. Now, I told y'all I like to break everything down because I'm a teacher. That's why I'm not good at conversations, because in conversation, just small talk or whatever it is, in conversation, I'm always going a little bit deeper because I'm a deep person. I think deeper, and it's not on my own will. It's just that this is how God wants me to do, because in order to teach you guys, in order to be the life coach and the leader that I am, I have to break it down to you. So being. So I want you to take knowing. I want you to get the definition for knowing, right? And when you get the definition of knowing, I want you to go within and ask yourself these 3 questions. Who am I? Whose am I? And what is my purpose? Now, you're not going to get all the answers overnight, okay? And so when accepting, what are you accepting? Get the definition of what accepting means, and then break down what are you accepting in this chapter. Now that you know, because you can't answer accepting until you get the 3 of the knowing. So now that you know, right? Now you want to accept. Get the definition of accept and say, okay, what am I accepting? And when I accept this, who is this going to benefit? Right? I'm teaching you how to operate in your purpose now. Who am I? Who's going to benefit from this? Because in everything, God should be the one to get the glory. So I keep using salon. I don't know who a hairstylist that keep coming on here, but I've been using salon for the last couple of days. So you can be a stylist and you decide, this is my thing. This is my purpose. I'm operating in my purpose because I'm doing hair. Well, no, that's not your purpose. That's your passion. Your purpose is when you get that idea and you say, I want to open my own salon. That is your passion. That is your purpose. Your passion is doing the hair. Your purpose is to open up because you have to have a platform to be a leader and to teach. And when they come in, it's not about you getting stylists to come in and stylists like just to fill up the seats so you can get paid so they can pay you the booth rent. No, that's not it. What it is what has to happen in that moment is this is when your purpose kick in. You are to teach those young ladies, not just about hair. Yeah, you looked at her portfolio. You seen that she do hair. You seen her social media, seen she got a lot of clients, but do she love doing hair? See, this is where you're supposed to come in and teach them. And it's all going to add up. You see how it's going to add up? Now you teach them, and now they're learning how to pour into the next woman or man that sit into their chair. And when they pour into them, because they're teaching them now they're teaching them how to take care of their hair. They're teaching them how to love themselves. See, your hair is just not a thing. Your hair is your glory. So if I take care of the hair, then I'm going to take care of everything. See, the inside is where your spirit house, and you are on the outside. So when people see you, the first thing that they get is your aura, and that is the spirit, right? The spirit shows up first. And then here you come. Thank you for the follow. Then here you come. Now, what do you look like? You're standing in your grace. See, this is all about understanding your truth. So now that you in your being, now you have to exist, because that's what being means. So now when you get home, I want you to go to the being, right? And I want you to get the definition. Well, I'm telling you the definition is pretty much existing. Now you're going to ask, now that you know the knowing in those three, and then now that you know the accepting in those three, now you're going to go to the being. Now you can answer those questions. Being, I am existing. Why? Because everything, remember, God has to get the glory. So figure out in that point of why you exist and why he has to get the glory. And in the middle of that, you will find your purpose in all of that, because what you're saying is, in order for him to get the glory, I have to operate in my purpose. You can't be operating in your passion. Okay? You can't operate in your passion and then expect for God to get the glory. I mean, in your passion. Listen. So in the understanding your truth, what is the 3-step process? We're going to say it one more time. Knowing, accepting, and being. And then after you understand your truth, then you can stand in your truth. So how do you stand in your truth? Well, Coach not going to tell you, this is how you got to stand in your truth. You just got to show up, because you're being now. You're being that. See, you're not a people pleaser anymore. You're not going around trying to please everyone. You're not going with the masses when they say, well, this is how we've been doing it, so we got to do it that way. Well, we still living down here in low income because we always been that way. Well, we're not going to go to college and graduate to be a doctor because nobody in my family been a doctor. Hold on one second. Let me put this on. All right. So, we're not living that way no more. We're going to be who we are. See, when you step away and get out of that low vibration and that timeline and you step into your new timeline, well, guess what happens? Well, what happens is you walk different. You speak different. See, you don't see everything anymore with your physical eyes. You're not going to be searching, talking about, so let me get my glasses so I can see what you're talking about. Get my glasses so I can hear what you're saying. You're not doing that no more. No, you ain't doing that no more. Because of the fact now you see things for what it is. You're spiritual. Most people say, I can see out of my third eye. Well, that's great. But anyway, the third eye, what I'm trying to do every time I come on here is to balance everything out. Because right now it is, it's unfair to the younger generation and the older generation. They almost having strokes because they can't and they don't understand what the new generation is talking about. So for me, my job is, God had told me that my job is to teach how it all adds up and it all goes together. Because I'm having a hard time here. Just getting in my eyes. I don't like to be bothered when I'm teaching now. So the thing is now that, so when they say the third eye, their third eye is opening, it's your spiritual eye. Do you understand when the younger generation called the universe? Well, that is our God that we serve. And why do we say that? It's because He is I am. I am that. I am that. Everything that you say that you're going to worship, He is that because He created that. And that is my job to make sure I bring those two together. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Once you understand your truth, now you can stand in your truth, because the last thing in that 3-step process is being. So now that I'm being, now I've been operating in grace. I'm standing in my grace. I am being who I am. I'm not standing around with the whole thing of, well, if I say this, then I'm going to upset my family or the church I've been in for all these years. If I look at this, then I'm going to upset some people. They're going to look at me differently. No, you're walking and you're being who you are. At this point, you don't care. You wish somebody would come to you and say anything sideways about anything. You waiting on it. Come on, I dare you say something to me. You over there feeling real good, like, please say something to me. Say something real quick to me, because at this point, you have set up boundaries. You're not with the foolery anymore. You done broke out the matrix. You don't care about what nobody got to say no more. You're not thinking about what people got to say. If they don't like you, then they don't like you. Oh, well. So now that you're standing in your truth and you're being your true authentic self, this is when your powers come. People think like, okay, as we keep saying, you're going to assemble like the Avengers and all of a sudden you're going to get these powers. No, that's not what that means. That means that you're going to get your spiritual gift. They will be enhanced. So if you thought that you had some gifts before, you about to have some serious gift. They are about to be enhanced, right? So now that you're operating, understanding your truth, you understand your truth, you stand in your truth. Now you're going to start operating in your truth. And what that means is that you're going to operate and do what God tells you to do. You're going to stay in alignment. Now, let me explain to you what alignment is. A lot of people look at it like, oh, well, you got to be some kind of special Christian and this, that, and the third, and you church folk and all that stuff. No. Standing in alignment is just doing your Father's business. Do what he told you. Just get on your path. That's it. Just stay on your path. Wherever he told you to be, that's where you're supposed to be. So let me give you a quick example of that. That's me right now. I'm telling you, this is my testimony. This is not where I was planning to be. Like, this is not what I thought my platform was going to be about. This is not what I thought would be coming out of my mouth, teaching you guys, this level or anything. This is not, for me, this is not who I am, but I knew it was who I am. So let me explain something to you. As I tell people, I started this platform to just do my personal training, teach people how to take care of themselves physically. So what happened in the part where I was building up that part of the business, God was telling me, hey, make it a trinity. Everything for me, if you notice, is always coming out in 3s or 5s. So the Trinity, and I'm like, okay, because I want to help people. So Trinity Walk to Self-Love, which talks about your spiritual, mental, and your physical overall health. So if all those things are healthy, you'll be the best version of yourself. Well, I don't know, but anyway, I do know, but that's how it started. God kept telling me, hey, go ahead and do a side chat with Nye, which was something I would do to do energy checks. But he started giving me things to say. See, it wasn't until I started believing in myself and was confident that I knew that he was talking to me and telling me to do these things, because this is crazy for me. Like, this is not what I wanted to do. I wanted to come on here, do a couple of exercises, tell you, hey, you can do it too. Maybe I was even working on an app. I did workout programs. I mean, I bust my butt. I was working hard on my passion, which was physical fitness. So as time went on, God told me I needed to write a book. God said I needed to start talking to people about self-love. And that's what I've been teaching. So I came back online. I started doing live maybe, what is this? I think I started doing live October of last year, maybe. Yeah. October of last year, I just started my live, and I was like, okay, God said I needed to do something. So of course I'm a teacher. So I wrote down, I had how I wanted to do everything and what I wanted to say, but it just didn't flow right because I'm used to being behind the scenes. This is not what I want to do, in front of everyone. Now I did life coaching, but we do a Zoom and we talk, but he said, no, you about to go in front. And so as I would do the self-love and do these things, stuff just kept changing a little bit more. Sorry, guys. Kept changing a little bit more. All of a sudden, I start talking more and more about him. And I'm like, yo, I'm not a pastor. I'm not a minister. And I found myself to keep telling people that. Like, listen, not a prophet, not a pastor, not a minister. I'm none of these things, right? And I kept finding myself until God was like, shut up. Ain't nobody told you to do that. Now, this is what happened before I go in. Come on, live, what I do is I say a prayer. And I ask that God tame my tongue, remove me, and allow me to speak. Allow the Holy Spirit to speak and guide me to what I need to say. God, speak through me. And this is what I would say. But then here it is. I get off track and be like, I'm not a minister. I'm not a pastor. But yet I'm on here saying what he told me to say. So, okay. And then as time went on, this is all it's about. It's me teaching you, not about just anything else. He told me my job was to bridge the gap. And also he told me to teach love. So how can I teach love if I don't talk about God? God is love. So what sense does that make? If I don't speak about him, how can I teach you anything about something that belongs to him, that he created, that he is? Aha. So then I realized I'm operating in my purpose. This is my purpose. You see how quickly the enemy will have us thinking that our passion is what our purpose is. And then when you get burnt out on your passion, you're like, well, I'm tired. I don't want to do this no more. I just don't have the desire. Thank you for the follow. I don't have the desire. I just don't feel. Because it's a passion. You pick up passions along the way. See, when you're operating your purpose, you don't get tired. The things that I'm doing, I got so much going on right now. And I got so many amazing things going on right now that I'm not tired. You know why I'm not tired? Because I'm operating in my purpose. See, it's easy because I'm just being me. I'm just showcasing myself now. That's it. I'm showcasing myself. So I say all that to say this: understanding your truth, then you'll be able to operate in your purpose. But not just understanding your truth. I need you to break it all the way down to discovering who you are, knowing who you are, and then standing in your truth. Understand it, stand in it, operate in it. And then there you have it. Then you'll be able to stand in your power. You'll be able to operate in your purpose. But you have to understand what truth is. The number one root of truth spiritually is God. And that's the final answer. That's just what it is. Now that you understand the spiritual term of that, where does that fit with you? Now understand your truth. What are you? What is your truth? I'm going to tell you one thing. Your truth ain't sitting around here helping everybody out. So let me talk to the ones that feel like, you know what? I'm going to do right by people because I don't want God to, get me. Or, I want to do right by people because this is what God said. I want to do right by people because I don't want to be judged or have judgment cast on me. I'm going to do right by people because, this is who I am. I want to talk to you guys because this is the problem with y'all. Y'all were just like I was. Hey, I'm going to give everybody a chance and I'm going to do right by everybody because I don't know who God sent my way. So I'm going to just do right by everybody. Ari, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Thank you for the joining. Thank y'all for the likes, shares, and follows. Thank y'all for the gifts. Come on, let's get it going. So I sit back and I'm like, okay, and I would treat everybody right. Even though they mistreat me, I'm going to treat you right. Even though you took from me, I'm going to still give to you. Even though you ruined my plans, I'm going to still make another plan and add you to it. Now, why would you do that? Who told you to do that? Why would you do that? Hey, Jason, why would you do that? And thank you for the gift. Thank y'all for the likes. Thank y'all for the shares. Come on. So why would you do that? Well, I did that because of, God said, love your neighbors. Love, when your enemies do you wrong, don't go back at them. Don't try and sabotage you. Do the right thing. Blah, 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 right? That's what they said. This is what they taught us. Well, I'm going to tell you that you've been wrong all this time and the reason why you've been wrong. And now that I'm telling you, now you're going to be accounted for. You have to account for that. You know what, Naisha? It seemed like to stay and do her lashes. I said, sorry, I haven't ate. Okay, girl, that's what I'm talking about. Because it seemed like I thought you was about to say something about a salon. God been telling you to get a salon. Because it's like, listen, God done told you what you need to do. Listen, and God and using me to speak through you. Speak to you. So yeah, well, I appreciate that. I really, really appreciate that. I don't even know what to say because I really want to say don't ever miss no money for me. But at the same time, I understand I'm a vessel. So if this word is getting you through, then fine, keep joining. Come on, girl. Or either next time, just put it on, put it in your headphones. I don't know, girl, but I thank you so much. What up, country boy? So let's finish talking to the ones that think that you're supposed to always take care of people. And we left off at, you're accountable for that now because now I'm explaining this to you. So let me tell you. So you were wrong, okay? And it's okay. You're going to be forgiven for that because you were taught that. See, if no one taught you, you will never know. So when God gives you the lesson, you have to learn from it because at that point, now that you got the lesson, you're going to be accounted for all your actions. So what was supposed to happen when just anybody came to you? What you were supposed to know, you're supposed to know people by their fruit, right? You're supposed to test the spirit. Jesus is the Lord. And if they ain't say nothing back, then keep it moving. You just tested the spirit. It's testing the spirit. Read it in John. So now that you're trying to figure out, okay, who am I supposed to give to? Well, that's the spirit of discernment. You're not going, this is not knowledge that, you're just going to have, because you hear people say, you got to see through people. Well, okay, I'm sorry, I can't. You got to look at them spiritually. I don't even know what my spiritual is, and I'm trying to, and I keep getting it wrong, because now guess what you do? The person that God sent to you, you turn away. But the person that ain't no good, you give to. So let me tell you why that happens. Because you are familiar. It's a familiar spirit. You're always going to give and be around the familiar spirit because it makes you more comfortable. But the Spirit of God, if you don't know God, see, everybody say, I know God. But if you don't have a connection with him, you will turn what he sends away, because when he sends you something, it's so pleasant. It's too good to be true. It's so, wait a minute, what? So you telling me that you will do my whole wedding for free? Oh yeah, get up out of here. This is a scam. They don't know what they're doing. And we turn that away. But then someone come in like, yeah, man, I can rent you a whole hall for $1,500. I can get this done. You know what? Just because you good people, and I can see that you good people, I'm gonna give you a $20,000 discount. Just pay me $10,000. And then you never see that person again. Because you were familiar with that spirit. You're used to people mistreating you. You're used to people coming around you, tearing you down, taking from you. You're used to this. So you go with that. But then over here, it's too good to be true. You don't even get him a second chance. And it happens. So let me tell you how to fix that. You just got to go to God. That's it. Listen, right now in this season, I got a whole lot of genuine people. All of them say they're genuine, coming to me right now to work with me, to, help me in my businesses and things like that. But I can't just jump and say, okay, I have to consult with God. I have to wait for him to answer me. He hasn't answered me yet. He hasn't done anything. And I'm going to wait. I'm willing to wait because I'm doing his business. So if I'm doing his business, then he's going to guide me and bring me what I need. I don't have to look for nothing. And that's how you need to be operating in this space of your life. That's how you got to operate. You have to operate knowing that, hey, let me consult with God. Let me talk to him. Because everything that sounds good or sounds too good to be true, sometimes it's just true. Sometimes that's your blessing. But if you're not able to discern the spirit, and I'm still learning how to do that, because sometimes I'm just like, wait a minute, I want to trust this because this is what I want in this season, not what I need. See, your needs will always be met, but it be your want. So let's look at relationships. Right now, you know that joker is no good. She's no good. He's no good. Whatever the case may be. Thank y'all for the likes, shares, and follows. But because in this season, you want someone. Right now, you're feeling love. You're feeling like you need love. You have a gap. You have an emptiness, and you want. And you know this person is no good. You know that's not no good. So what happens is you look at, well, let me just see. See, just seeing gonna get you caught up. Just seeing gonna get you in a whole heap of trouble. Listen, I'm turning into an old woman now. Whole heap of trouble. So don't just see, consult God. Just say, God, just talk to him. Like, God, this is how I'm feeling. I'm feeling weak. I want a relationship. I want to be intimate. I want this. And you know what I mean? Tell him what you want. Listen, you were taught you can't talk to God like he your home girl or your homeboy. You can't talk to God like your friend. God called Enoch his friend. So why wouldn't he think of us as his friend? Why I can't look at God as my friend? I'm a daddy's girl. He was my father. I knew to respect him, but he was my friend. He was my friend. So why my Heavenly Father can't be my friend? Do you understand? So those are the type of things you got to look at. Okay, God, this is what I want in this season. This is what I want to do. But right now in this season, I also know that I am doing my Father's business. So as long as, Chapo, what's up, baby? And as long as I'm doing my Father's business, He want me to stay focused. So, and thank you for the gift. So if someone comes into my life, if I choose to bring someone, because you remember it's a choice, I choose to bring this person in my life, is it going to take me out of alignment? See, my Father know that, hey, right now, I don't want her to get out of alignment, so I need you to stay single, Nye, and I need you to stay focused, Nye. I need you to stay single, Nye, and I need you to stay focused, Nye. Okay, cool, God. Cool, I got it. So now I have the choice. Am I going to allow you into my life, into my space? Am I able to handle this? See, if I got to go choose you to be in my space, that means that you're not supposed to be there, because God is going to bring me the person that needs to be with me. Obviously, when God feels that I am ready. See, everybody talk about, I'm just waiting on my kingdom spouse because God said, and the women always say, then God's working on him and this, that, and the third. Well, how about he's still working on you too? Maybe that's why your kingdom spouse ain't came, because he's still preparing you to be that Proverbs 31 woman that you can't seem to get right. You doing everything right. You putting your makeup on. You doing your hair. You putting your clothes on. You done changed the way you talk. You done changed the way you think. You are doing this, but your house dirty. I'm just saying. You out there don't want to change your panties. You don't want to do what you need to do. And you talking about God is preparing him for me. No, sis. Focus on you, because that Ephesians 5 man can't find you. Because listen, you know how they say that man, I want that woman that's hid so deep into God. I got to search God to find her. Well, that's where he hid at right now, because of the fact you over here still living foul. And sir, you still living foul. You walking around here ain't changing your drawers and you got holes in them. Talking about I want a wife. For what? Anybody want to be around them balls? No. No. We don't want the balls. No. So now you need to go clean you up. So therefore the Ephesians 5 man can go find that Proverbs 31 woman as she is. So as I sit right here, that's what happens. Too good to be true. Just shows up. My Ephesians 5 man just shows up. And I'm just like, And then I learned to not do this. I learned to not do the whole thing of God is just the one for me. Well, he done fell out the roof. He done fell through the roof of my house and just fell. Now, how did he get up there? What kind of stalking he was doing? I guess I ain't supposed to be asking no question. Okay. Do you understand? It just happens. It is what it is. God will bring you what you need. But your wants have to be in alignment with the things that he has given you, with your needs. The things you need, he give you because you need to operate in his purpose. So your wants have to align with that and not mess that up. Thank y'all for the likes. Thank y'all for the shares. Thank y'all for the follows. So what you want? Are you asking God? Like today, everybody called today a portal. They called today a portal. And if for some spiritualists, it is a portal. And the reason why it's a portal is because all the planets lined up. Like 7 planets lined up in a straight line, pretty much. They lined up. And it's not going to happen for a long period of time. So you got people around here talking about some light your candle, do a candle ritual, do these different things, do this, that, and the third. So I talked to God about that. I said, God, how deep is this spiritual stuff? Is that something I need to concern myself with? No, it is not. See, you have to remember, listen, people, when you start becoming spiritual, meaning that you're disconnecting from the religion and you're just focused on God himself, spiritual, getting to know him for yourself, you'll go down a path. Now, you have to remember this. Before you found out about the spirituality, When you used to pray and God delivers something to you, or you say, God, please don't let me get in no trouble. Take this trouble away. I won't do it again. Or God, don't let me die. You done smoked and got too high. You like, Lord God, don't let me die. I'm trying to catch my breath. Don't let me get. God, if you let me get through this, I ain't going to smoke 12 blunts at once. I'm going to just smoke one. Do you understand? That same God that delivered you from that, and you did not light a candle, burn a match, stand in front of the water, tap dance on the moon, get up on the moon and howl, and do all these different things. You didn't have to do that. It's the same God when you become spiritual. It's the same God that you need to be representing in this time, because that is your time of your free will to find out what God you want to serve. And in that free will, what God are you willing to serve? And if you choose to serve whatever you want, that's your business. It ain't mine. This is a you thing, not a me thing. So you do what makes you happy. But know that when you're making your decision, did you know that God when you were going through everything that you were going through? Just remember those things. So I'm like, well, God, do I need to concern myself with this 7 planets lining up and this, that, and the third? No, because what everyone think that you have to go and do these different rituals to get the things that you want, to manifest the things that you want. See, now this new term manifestation comes up and everybody like, oh, this is a new thing to get things quicker. Well, no. Oh, wait a minute. Live restricted for some audience. Why? The live contain things that some may find uncomfortable and has been restricted. Reason, regulated goods and content. Live visible. Your live is not eligible for recommendation and restricted in search results because your live does not comply with the For You feed eligibility. Oh, because I said y'all be, getting high. So this is all we got. So it ain't going nowhere. It ain't getting on no FYP pages. It ain't doing nothing, but I'm going to get this message up. So that's why you got to be mindful of what you say on this live. But anyway, so you don't have to, do all those different things, because the manifestation, it was the manifestation. So it's not a new word. It's just that this generation brought it in. It's the same thing as praying. See, when you were praying for things, it showed up. So when you manifest things, when times change, as time change, words change, names change, things change. So now they say manifestation. In the Bible, it talks about manifesting as well. When they break down the King James Version into the NIV and the ESV and in the new King James and all those different things, it's the same thing. They break it down to interpret it to your understanding. So it means the same thing, but it's just broken down to interpret to your understanding. And now that you understand it, okay, same thing. You listen to that, same thing what was said. So here's what it is. Now you got manifestation. Same thing as praying. Except for with the manifestation, what they're teaching you is to go and sit in a quiet place. What do you guys call that? You call that your prayer closet. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is a place in your prayer closet where you got really quiet and you tuned out everything and you just focused on God when you were meditating in this time and didn't even realize it. So manifestation, you have to meditate. You have to write it down. Say this is what you want. See, in the Bible, it says write it down and make it plain. So therefore, in manifestation, I'm writing it down and making it plain. You're not going to get an extra hurry up if you put a fire to it. You're not going to get an extra hurry up because you wrote it down 150 times. You're not going to get an extra hurry up for any of that. It's just like when people say push. Praying to something happen. Well, what happened to leave it at the altar and don't think about it? What happened to ask God for it, leave it alone, and act as if it is so? That is manifestation. Why am I going to keep same thing? The 369, write it down, write it down, write it down, write it down, push. Pray until something happen. Pray until something happen. Keep praying, keep praying, keep praying. Writing it down, writing it down, writing it. Do you understand? Same thing, just different terms. So I believe in God. You know what's going on in my life? Here it is. Because I believe in saying a thing, saying what it is, asking for him to help me, and then walk away as if it is so. That's why I have the blessings that I have. Because I done already walked away knowing that my Father got me because I trust him. Now, one thing I had to learn is this divine timing. Everything happens in divine time. And now this is what get me. When someone come on here, a spiritualist, minister, whatever the case may be, and they predict something or they say something and they say, I'm going to manifest this. I'm going to manifest this. And it don't come true because they done told everybody it's going to happen tomorrow. And then they'll hit you with it's in divine timing. Well, it's if God wanted. We got to wait for God's timing, in divine timing. Well, just tell them that you were just talking, right? You were just speaking. You were saying, thank you for the follow. You were just saying something in the hopes that it came true, not believing that it came true. So let me tell you what Coach Nye do. What Coach Nye do is, okay, God, what is the divine timing? I had to figure it out. God, what is divine timing? Because I want something. See, I talked to our Father. God, I want something. And I didn't get it. Now, you said, ask for a thing and I shall have it. That's what you told me. So why I ain't got it? I don't sit around talking about it's in divine timing, because let me explain to you what divine timing is. Divine timing is when you decide to put it into action. So let's talk about it. God, I want this. I want a home. God, can you bless me with a home? I want a home. I want this home. You can be specific. I want this type of home and I want this. But do you believe it? Now, when you go to the first bank, right, and they say, sorry, you denied your credit score and this your credit score. Now you're like, okay, it's not my time yet. It's just not my time. No, it's not. That's not what it is. He said, ask and you shall have. Excuse me. What time it is the fact that you going in, you said this is what you want, and you did not wait for him to tell you, or no, he don't tell you. He send you to the people, or send the people to you of what you need to do. What you do is just go operate on your own self, and then that bank denies you. So the example that I told you guys once before was when I needed some cash from the bank, right? A certain bank, because my bank is in Texas, and you can go to a bank, use your ATM, and then they'll give you the cash, pretty much like a debit, pretty much like that. And so he told me what bank to go to. Matter of fact, when I thought I needed some money, immediately that's the bank that popped in my head. But because I never been in that bank and I just ride by and see that bank, it was not for me to go in that bank. So I went to the banks that I was familiar with. You see how going to the familiar places always set you up for failure. So I went to those banks and got discouraged because this one said they can't do it and that one said they can't do it. And then God is steady telling me to go to this bank. Now, I done drove 10, 15 minutes out to get to a bank that he didn't tell me, that I chose to go to. And then on the way back, I'm disappointed because the bank that he told me to go to was 1, 2, 3 steps away from my house. It ain't that far. I get in my car. It don't even be a whole mile, a whole 2 miles, a whole minute, a whole 2 minutes, right? It's right there. So now I'm on my way back and I got to drive past this bank. And I said, well, okay, let me try it then. And I go in there and I asked her, and immediately I already went in with the doubt. And I'm like, okay, y'all probably can't do it, but this is what I need to do. And the lady was looking at me and I'm trying to explain to her, what I got going on. And I was just so frustrated. I said, I'm sorry, I'm just a little frustrated, irritated because, this don't make any sense, And she's like, yeah. She was like, no, you usually have to be a member here. And I'm like, yeah, I know. And somehow we start talking about my military experience and stuff like that. And it was just like, I wanted to cry because I'm so frustrated. I got so much going on. This was the process when I was moving. I had so much going on. But I kept my spirits up and we were talking. And she was like, well, hold on. Let me see if I can ask. And I said, okay. Then she said, well, we can do it. Now, hey, him. Now, here's what God told me, because it was like $7,500 I needed. And he like, well, this is where you need to go. But had I been obedient, see, he give me what I need. He send me where I need to go, or he bring the people to me. So that divine timing, how that plays a part is I ask for a thing. I walk away as it is so. What is my action now? Am I going to go get that house? Well, what are you going to do? Did you go where you wanted to go, or did you wait for him to open up? Because sometimes some realtors, he needed to send you to the right realtor or the right banker, because in this time, this banker right here, is at her wit's end because she hasn't met her quota. So she's desperate at this point. She's crying out to God like, God, I need to meet my quota. I'm going to lose my job. So God, help me, get me some customers. And guess what? He's waiting on her to realize that she needs help from him. He's waiting on her to call on him. You see how this works? See, that's the divine timing. He's waiting on you to call on him. So now she finally called on him, and now he's like, okay, this is where you need to go. And then just like that, boom, everything works out. Voila. Abracadabra. Boom, boom, boom. Right? You get it. That is the divine timing. What is your action? Have you start acting on it, or have you sat there? See, I get irritated when people tell me, I want to do this and I want to do that. And they got these talents and I see the talent in them. And then they like, well, I'm just waiting on God. God said, that I will be the one that'll be able to help others. I will be the lender and not the borrower. I will be blessed. My inheritance, I'll have these things. And they are doing absolutely nothing but sitting on their tail, reading their Bible every day, repeating and chanting the same words of God said that I will not be the borrower. I will be the lender. God said that he will give me this. God said this. God said that, and yes, he did, and they are believing in those words, and they're standing on those words. But the problem is, you would have had what you wanted 3 years ago had you put some action behind it. Do you really think that what you need is about to fall out the sky? See, we put that much trust in God. I do believe that. I believe God is a God that I can get anything that I want. That if I asked him for so much money, he'll have the duffel bag sitting at my front door. I believe that. That's my faith in him. I believe that. But he wants you to understand, yes, he can do those things, but he can also do the unthinkable. He can also do the unbelievable. You think that's something. Watch me do this. See, what we ask of him is small things. What we ask of him is so small. Him delivering a duffel bag, that's like, because what's going to happen? You're going to freak out. You're going to be hiding the money. You're going to be like, no, I don't call the police. Don't. You see what I'm saying? It causes too much chaos for you. And he already know that you're a special type of creature. He already know that you kind of slow. So he don't want to cause no more trouble for you. So therefore, no more confusion. So what he want to do is, I'm going to do the unthinkable. I'm just going to give it to you. Meaning that when you say, I want this, what do you want it for? What do you need it for? See, for me, if I get money in my hand right now, see, everything that I need is already written down. If I get money in my hand right now, see, the money is not that I just blow it or I just spend it and don't save it. It's just that I already know what I need. So therefore, let's take it for example. I want $1 million, God, because I want to do this. Right? Hold on. Let me do my puzzle. It already restricted me. And I'm sorry if I offended anybody by saying y'all, folks be getting high. But anyway, so how he works is, God, I want, let's use the example we were saying, $1 million. I want $1 million, God, this is what I want. And then he's like, okay, cool. Give you $1 million. You said you want a house, you want this, you want this, you want this, you want this. Okay, cool. All of a sudden you go purchase a home. Well, that home can be what? Over $600,000. Okay, cool. You're not even thinking. This is how God blow your mind. You're like, okay, God, I got me a house. Now I'm just waiting on $1 million. And then all of a sudden you want a specific type of car. You like, I want a Porsche. And God is like, okay, cool. You go there and you get approved. You get your Porsche and you're like, okay, great, God. Okay, now I want to go on some trips and this, that, and the third. And you go on there and all that. But you're still waiting on that $1 million. Hasn't it dawned on you that he's giving you the $1 million? He gave you everything that you got added up and see how much you come out to. Do you see? But what you're waiting on, because our mind is so small, is I need this money. You said you wanted to buy a house, you want a car, you want to be able to travel, you want to do these things, you want to do that. Well, guess what? He just gave you all that money. He just gave you just went and got everything that you said that you wanted. And you didn't have to stress about it. You didn't have to get that big lump sum of money, because if he would have gave you that big lump sum of money, you would have paid taxes on it. It wouldn't have been that big lump sum of money. Do you understand? Yeah. So why are you saying one day I'm going to be a millionaire? You already are. I tell my children all the time, y'all already are millionaires. It's not that I'm just saying it because I'm speaking into existence. You guys are, because I made sure. Everything that God blessed me with, you guys will profit from it. My children at 17 and 12 years old, they're already millionaires. That's the funny part. Because I sat around and I used to think like, how am I going to get these millions and leave this money and leave? I've already done it. Grateful and thankful. That's why I say I don't stress about nothing. I don't stress about nothing because I don't look at how is God going to give it to me. I just wait for him to give it to me and I think about it. And everything that I have has to be for generational wealth. Everything has to be for what's behind me. It's not just for me right now. Yeah, I'm a living it because I'm doing the work to do it. I chose to be the generational curse breaker, so therefore I'm going to be the one that do it. So, watch your girl. You guys like, share, and follow. I don't know if you guys liking it is going to get it to the FYP page. I don't know. Since I'm restricted, I'm not even going to show up on the scrolling thing. I don't know. But listen, so that's how you need to start living your life, thinking of it that way. Stop being small-minded. Stop looking at like, God, I just want to move out the hood. Okay. So let me give you an example. Okay, so I live, I'm like over the state line from Memphis, right? State line, Mississippi, right? So I have some people, and I know some people that feel like, oh man, I'm trying to move. I'm trying to get up out of here. You know, I'm still living in my hometown and this, that, and the third. Well, no, you're not, because you live over the state line now. See how ungrateful you are? It's not so much that it ain't nowhere we still the same. No, you're not the same. You made you guys the same. You made y'all the same. Y'all are not the same. Thank you for sharing my live. Y'all are not the same. You have moved. You have ascended. You have progress. God has just blessed you. But because you're so focused on what your move should look like, you missed the whole blessing. And now you're struggling. Because you're constantly running, trying to get somewhere. And now you're struggling. Thank you. So leave that old mindset. How do you leave that old mindset? It ties right back into what we started this off with. Understanding your truth. When you start operating as who you are, and remember the 3-step process. If y'all wasn't here before, the 3-step process that I taught was knowing, accepting, and being. All that is up under understanding your truth. When you know who you are, whose you are, and what your purpose is. When you accept that this is your job and your purpose, you'll start being. Being meaning existing, being the person that God created you to be. So that's how I came along. I'm telling you, I did not come on this platform to do any of this. I came on here to do physical fitness. He told me to go live. And so I'm like, okay, well, let me teach love because that's my gift. Love, let me teach it. But it wasn't that. That's how it became more of like I'm having sermons because of the fact in order to teach you how to love yourself and self-love that I've been teaching for so long, I have to teach you the source. Who is love? God is love. You see how if you go back to some of my videos, I talk about self-love. You have to be, these are the things, you got to set up boundaries. You got to be this, you got to be that. And then all of a sudden it start turning into what is God's name? It is love. And then that's when I start realizing like, oh snap, I'm operating in my purpose. This my purpose? That's why I was able to break down what passion and purpose is, because I have been operating out of my passion for so long that now that it's time for me to stand in my truth of who I am, I'm questioning it. Like, God, they're going to think that I'm a minister. I still cuss a little bit. God, they're going to look at me like a hypocrite. God, this is not for me. Hit him with the Nikki. Listen, my daughter, you're going to do what I told you to do. And then in time, you're going to adopt the what is of me. Watching your tongue, watching the way you speak, watching the way you think, not getting restricted on the live. So you guys, I'm going to leave you with that. Remember your 3-step process? I gave y'all homework. So if y'all just came in the 3-step process, that is your homework. Understanding your truth is your knowing who you are, whose you are, and what is your purpose. Ask yourself those 3 questions. Under knowing, remember, truth stems from God. That is the root of truth. Spiritually, but physically, it is, you're not lying. Pretty much, period. It's not a lie. Okay? So know who you are, whose you are, and your purpose. Accepting. Accepting, meaning that you're accepting who you are. You're accepting the fact that you lived a lie all these years and lived up to what people wanted you to be. And now you're accepting that this is who God wants you to be. So accepting. Being is, who are you existing at in this point? Now that you know who you are, whose you are, and what your purpose are, and you've accepted the challenge and you accepted your position in the kingdom business, now it is time for you to be. Start operating in that. Being you. Start operating in that. Start being the best version of you. Start operating in your purpose. Well, how do I operate in my purpose? Being means existing. I keep breaking words down because I need you to understand. Before you even do any of that homework, I need you to break down knowing. Get the definition of knowing. Accepting. Get the definition of accepting. Being. Get the definition of being. And then when you answer those questions that I gave you, then you apply that definition to yourself. Do you fit in that definition? Is that who you are? Okay? That's how you get a better understanding. That's why I was saying I'm not really good at just having conversations. If I'm talking, sometimes I come off as talking too much because I get really deep with it, right? So that's why it is so important in my teaching. This is why in my books, in my workbook that I'm working on, and I'm so proud and I'm so grateful. Y'all don't understand how grateful I am that God is using me to be able to teach and help others. Like, I'm so grateful. I'm able to actually teach, be that professor and show you how to do this, right? And a lot of times I'll be around people and won't talk much at all because of the fact this is not my vibration. So if I spoke, you wouldn't understand me anyway. You wouldn't understand. I'll be speaking another language to you all while I'm speaking English. So you guys, always cater to your audience. Thank you so much, Sean. Cater to your audience. Know your audience. And that's why when people come here, I don't care if I get 2 people on here. This is my audience. This is who I'm supposed to speak to. Now, you guys stay with me. I am right now. Oh, I'm getting emotional. I am right now. Thank you, Sean. I am right now in the process of I got the YouTube, so you guys go subscribe to that. I'm just doing my TikTok lives on there right now. But I have season 2 coming up. I did post something in season 2. I have my first video in there is Love and Fear. But I'm setting it up now that it's going to, oh my God, it's going to be such a vibe. So since I can't have I ain't got no talk show, guess what? My studio about to turn into my talk show. Oh, talk show with Coach Nye. I don't know what the name is going to be. Right now it's just season 2. So I don't know if I'm going to keep it story time with Nye, which I think I am because it just goes with it. So be on the lookout for that. So hopefully I have my content I'm working on. And I remind you, it's just me by myself and I work too. So I'm doing a lot. And so I'm grateful. I'm just happy in this moment because my hour has come. Ooh, excuse me. So you guys, excuse me. I guess this be God let me know. Go, girl. I don't know. Sorry. So you guys, y'all continue to follow, share, and like. And whoever followed me today, I'm going to follow you back to support you to grow your following as well. If you guys need a life coaching session, go to my website, NyeFitnessLLC.com, or look in my bio, and you guys go on there and book your life coach session, which with me. If it's full, then DM me, and then I'll hook you up. And if you don't know if you need personal training, you don't know what you need, just do a consultation that is free. In your first 30 minutes, the first life coach that I give is 30 minutes, and I always do it free. So if you want to link up, then we can do that. And if you don't know what you want, then I can refer you to who can help you, whether it's with nutrition, whether it's with working out, whether it's virtual, whatever it may be. We can do that. Also, I have meditation on there. We have not started those classes yet. Like I said, I am a one person running a whole production. And so I have to make the time to get in there so we can get grounded. I can teach you how to meditate, okay? Because that's something I really want to teach you guys. So I said all that. Now, also, I don't have my book out here. I usually have my book with me. Get the book, Trinity Walk to Self-Love. That is the book, Trinity Walk to Self-Love. Look in my bio, look on my page, grab the book. It is in Walmart, Barnes & Nobles, and Amazon website. Get the book because the book club starts next week. And so I'll be sending out the Zoom link. So go ahead and subscribe on there so I'll know who to send the link to and before the class get full, okay? Because I'm going to teach you about self-love. All this is about teaching. This platform is only to teach you how to be the better version of yourself. Everything that's going to come from me is going to be a teaching moment. Do you understand me? It's going to be a teachable moment. I am your big sister. I am your coach. And I am here. I am not your mama to tell you what to do, how to do it. I'm your big sister that's going to guide you into alignment and keep you there. I also am finishing up my certification in spiritual guidance as well. So I got my counseling and I got my life coaching. So I am on the road to success to help y'all. I am doing my Father's business. So as I say, I always close out like 20 different times. So here's the final close out, you guys. If no one told you today, I'm telling you right now, I love you and I'm so proud of you. I am glad you chose this platform to come hang out with me and learn something from. I ask that you continue to follow and share and invite others, encourage others to want to be better. And you encourage them by being you. That's it. Just being who you are. So remember to pour into yourself before you pour into others, and God will always overfill your cup. Always. You never take from your cup and give to anyone else. God will bless you and overflow your cup, but you do not take out of your cup to give to anyone else. The overflow is what God wants you to share with others, because now you're doing his business. You're doing your Father's business. So the overflow is what you will share with people, but it's only who he says so. So you have to use your discernment. You have to use your discernment when you are giving to someone. Everyone is not allowed to get your overflow. So on that note, remember in this time, we are the storehouse. God is blessing us to be the storehouse. So see you guys next week. Yeah, Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Central Time. I love you. I love you. I love you. And thanks again. Thank you for all the likes, shares, follows, and gifts. Coach Nye out.